Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. We're continuing on in our series, The Family Matters. This is part 12. In this segment, we want to consider the husband as the protector of his family. Now, we can recall throughout history there have been times when the father has had to be the protector of his family in times of physical danger, when they are vulnerable, especially in times such as war or when there might be a religious persecution. And there are signs where we might return to that at some point in the near future. But right now we need to be more concerned with a more subtle type of danger, but yet more serious. And that's a spiritual danger, because there's almost no more sense of shame in mortally sinful acts that are condemned by the church. These mortal sins that could lead to the eternal damnation of the souls of our children, as well as possible ruination of their lives. We need to be careful and be conscious and protect our children from those things. We need to be those masculine protectors that will protect against those things that could possibly ruin the rest of their lives. They could get into things that lead to addictions such as pornography, gambling, alcohol, drugs. Then they could get involved with in sexual promiscuity, leading to sexually transmitted diseases, sexual relationships that cause emotional scars for the rest of their lives, possible conception of children outside of wedlock, which could also lead to marriages entered into for the wrong reason. And as we know, Our Lady of Fatima told us that there would be many bad marriages which would be contracted in our society. So we need to be protecting against that. As fathers, we need to be protectors of our families, just as a king would be in his castle, protecting those in his kingdom. You know, we need to look at our home as a fortress, or as I say, a citadel, protecting our family, watching what comes into our homes and watching where our children are going as they go out. First of all, the things that come in. Obviously, we need to be concerned with the people that our children associate with, but also we need to be concerned with other things that are coming directly into our homes, like television. You know, there is moral decay presented on the TV screen now in various programs, you know, where we'll see things that are aired with language, dress, behaviors, attitudes, which are rotting the hearts and minds of our children as they watch it. And often we hear the argument, well, it's just entertainment. It doesn't affect me. Well, Hollywood knows what they're doing. They don't call it a program for no reason. They're programming the hearts and minds of our children. You can see a character on a show, they'll dress in a certain way, a very lewd or tacky, immodest type of way, and then not long after that you see their little groupies going around dressed exactly the same way. It does influence. The other thing we need to be concerned with that has come on strong is the internet. The internet coming into our homes. We need to limit our children's use of it, and whenever they absolutely do have to use it, we need to make sure that any computers that they have access to are protected with filters and are maintained and kept up to date. Now, as they're going out, let's look at the things that we need to be concerned about. You know, it almost seems like a given in today's society, even in good Catholic families where these acts are considered mortally sinful and condemned by the church, that children will just as a given become sexually active. We as dads need to protect against this. Let's first of all look at our daughters and how they present themselves and how they dress. You know, young teenage girls today dress often in a way that they look like prostitutes. It's a shame, it's a disgrace at how these young girls are allowed to dress. The same things throughout the ages that have incited and tempted the lusts of men still do today. And there's a way to protect against this by guarding the purity and modesty of our daughters by the way they dress. The church, along with the popes, have always given us these standards throughout the ages. There's a leaflet called the Mary-like Standards of Dress. If you don't have it and you would like it, we can send it to you free of charge. If you just send us a private message with your address, we'll send it to you. Or just Google Mary-like Standards of Dress and you can get them right there immediately for you to see, to be able to protect your daughters. Dads, we have to protect them. Now, the near occasions of sin, A lot of times we'll be putting our own children in situations where they're destined to fail, allowing them to date at very young ages, and then them attending functions where there is just something that is a recipe for disaster, like proms and dances at schools, where even Catholics are encouraging the use of alcohol. This is a recipe for disaster. They can't expect to be able to resist these temptations with all these factors thrown in together. We need to protect them. We need to guide them in the ways of sensible courtship, not to begin dating until they are ready to get married, and because when they don't, they are putting themselves in the near occasions of sin, so that they can get into a good, solid relationship for the right reason, and then lead up to a strong marriage where they are ready to welcome children into their homes. That's what we're going to talk about next time on the Family Matters, leaving a legacy and being open to children here on the Family Matters. Come back and see us at Citadel Catholic Media. God bless you.